Hi everyone, thanks for joining Thursdate with Cloudify.Asia. So today is the official day that we started this Thursday webinar series. So we come out of this video series in hoping to share with you hot topics and maybe general information into the current tech world. But then of course, it's not limited to just that. So today I've invited Bert as our guest to share with us, is cloud still the right foundation? So Bert has recently joined Cloudify.Asia as a Chief Technology Navigator. He's a team lead for our technical team, and we're super excited that he joined us. So let's see what we can pick from his brain. But do you want to maybe also introduce yourself a little bit to our audience?
Yeah, hi. Hey, thanks, Joshana, for having me. It's really great to be here today. Thank you for the warm welcome. So hi everyone. I'm Bert. I'm the new Chief Technical Navigator here in Cloudify. I just recently joined this month, in the month of September, and I really look forward to connecting with each and every one of you, over the upcoming months. Right? If you do feel free, just feel free to want to catch up. Just drop me a mail at Bert@Cloudify.Asia, and we can just catch up, either online or face to face. Then have discussions around what topics or what subjects are of interest to you. All right. So I think so Joshana. So what are we here to talk about today, right?
So we're going to be talking about, is cloud still the right foundation? So I want to ask, right, with COVID still ongoing, but I mean the government have also been a bit more relaxed with the guideline. Or what do you think of this? Like, do you actually think like the cloud would still be the right foundation for everyone?
Yeah, actually that is a good point. I think by default, right, everyone would think that cloud is the destination. It's like, oh, everything must go to cloud. But let's take a step back first, right? Let's look at what has happened over the last 18 months in Malaysia, right? We started our COVID journey in Malaysia in March last year. So it's been 18 and a half months now. But what has happened is all of us have been kind of stuck at home for the last 18 months. For the majority of the time, we've all been stuck at home. There's been a lot of confusion. There has been a lot of questions around what should we do and what is the next step, right? There were many of us in Malaysia who have lost our job. There were many businesses that have closed down. If you read the newspapers, you will see many business, especially food and beverage and manufacturing, all having difficulties. So the problem for the government now is to balance between opening up the economic sector versus civil protection. Because if they were just to open up and allow everyone to go in, what if the number of Delta, Lambda, all these new COVID variants come up? What if they were to suddenly spread and we get stuck with 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 cases per day over the next 6 months? That would cripple us even more. And I think where, in general, a lot of people are suffering is mental stress. Everyone's been stuck at home. Everyone's we have our screaming kids in the background, because they've also been stuck at home, and they as children get more frustrated than us, right? So I believe this is probably where where we are at today. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah. So yeah. Okay, so I think, but then comes the next question, like Joshana, I think you will say, but this doesn't sound positive at all, right? It sounds so scary and so dangerous, right? But personally, I don't think it's all 100% negative. I do agree there are negative portions around it, whereby we have people losing jobs, we have people businesses closing down, people losing their fortunes that they have worked tirelessly throughout their life. But but then sometimes when I try to balance it out when I look at the news, it's like recently, we just opened Langkawi, right? Everyone can go to Langkawi, right? Yeah. Have you booked a ticket?
Yeah, actually, I'm going in 2 weeks.
Okay, all right. So I know who to ask for chocolate in the office in 2 weeks time then.
And
But but basically, if you watch the news, you know what happened. There was a great traffic jam going towards Langkawi. There were so many cars on the ferry crossing over the Langkawi. There's a lot of pent up stress, around it. And although we do say business has suffered, but there are other businesses who are actually doing well. Like whenever I go to my condo house, I see the little mountain and pile of Shopee and Lazada deliveries, right?
Yeah.
As I stay facing the entrance to my condo, I can see there are so many cars and motorbikes coming in, from Grab, from Food Panda and so on, delivering items.
Yeah. I'm actually guilty of ordering food delivery almost every day, and I also started shopping online. Like, no joke, last time before COVID, for me, I'd say I'm not gonna shop online. I don't even know like how's the quality. I cannot see it, I cannot feel it, so I'm like, I'm not gonna buy it. But then after COVID, I realized that look, I still want to buy clothes. I had that urge that I haven't been shopping for a long time because the mall in Malaysia are closed, right? So I'm itchy. I'm like, I want to buy something. So I've been started to buy online, and now since I already know my size, I've been buying a lot more clothes than when I actually go to the actual shopping mall. So I'm guilty.
Yeah. I think the reason why you buy more is because you don't have to carry the bag, so you don't feel the amount that you buy, right?
I don't really carry the bag. Someone else will carry it.
You're a girl, you have that advantage, right?
But that's a lifestyle now, right? I mean, like everyone now is like, what is more convenient for them? It's like, delivery is the most convenient way. They don't really need to go shopping mall because they also fear about the COVID and everything.
Yeah, so you're absolutely right. So comes to the next point is, will this continue post-COVID? Let's assume that in 6 months, our government's going to open up everything up. They claim in October, or maybe a few months on the road. Post-COVID, would this still continue? I personally believe yes, because everyone is used to it. Everyone finds it so much convenient to do it. And I believe that kind of is going to become like the lifestyle that we have today, right?
Yeah.
So then comes to that, but like back to like what we're talking about. Is cloud, is cloud the right destination? Is cloud the right foundation, right? So I would want to bring it back to, firstly, is to our workforce. Like for all of us who work.
Yes.
How do we do it? We've been working remotely for the last 18 months. And it's not to say that we've been sitting at home doing nothing, right?
Yeah.
We've been going out. We've not been going out, but we've been talking to customers. We've been, engaging with them through emails, through Teams, through Zooms, and so on. Okay, and what I believe is that this actually proves to show to many employers that a lot of job functions can be done remotely, right? You do not need people to actually sit in the office to do it, right? But then the balance is not with a challenge. Like I said, with those with kids, you have like two little kids running behind you, shouting at the top of the head, Mom, Dad, Coco, come and bully me, they'll start fighting, right? But we all are used to it. We understand, if someone that we are talking to has that, we understand. We input. But I believe, comes the next question is that, do we really need to have a permanent office again, right?
Yeah.
Do we really need to be like Monday to Friday, 9 to 6, everyone sitting in the office meeting, sitting and then doing their own work, right? Do we really need that again?
I mean, I think like a lot of people might actually appreciate like they don't need to go to the office so often because a lot of times the commuting hours also can be quite lengthy, you know. I know like some of my colleagues that we have here, they say like sometimes it takes them like half an hour, you know, one way. So if two way, it will be like 1 hour. So 1 hour just commuting back and forth to office. And imagine you have to do that for like 5 days in a week. So I think it can be very exhausting and tiring. You know, sometimes you just want to wake up late, you know, but then you still go to your meeting. I mean, via Zoom or Teams or whatever. But then you also want to like once you close your laptop, you are already home, and then you can go and cook right away. You know, you don't need to say, oh, I still need to, you know, drive home and stuck in traffic and stuff like that, right? So I think I can see those changes happen. You know, like more offices, they are still there. Yes, there's still traditional office, but maybe the employees do not expect the employers do not expect the employees to actually come so often, like Monday to Friday, and then like you have to come like 9 to 6, that kind of thing. So like, but one of the things like I'm also want to know is that we are talking about for the workforce, right? You know, so what about for businesses? Like, what is there any changes for businesses?
Yeah, so that's what I was getting into. So, you know, as the workforce changes and as how we work and how we interact with all our customers and partners change, how the business supports all of us will have to change as well. It's no longer, you know, it comes a question is, do I really need to keep it, you know, on site, on-prem? Should I put it on the cloud? But here comes the next problem, right? A lot of customers are really looking for the cloud because of, you know, the cloud consumption model. It's on OPEX, you know, you pay as you use, you pay as you consume, correct?
Yeah.
But not every application that they are running today can easily be brought to the cloud or can easily be converted to run on the cloud, right?
Okay.
You know, a lot of you know, whenever I watch the news and I see a lot of all these experts having opinions, and they always like to compare it with the Amazons, the Googles, the Facebooks, but they don't realize Amazon, Google, Facebook has thousands and maybe 10,000 plus 20,000 employees focused on just rewriting applications so that it runs optimally on the cloud. You don't have that. I don't have that. Yeah. I mean, I believe most of our partners don't have that as well. But on the other hand, businesses are also looking at this is, how can I conserve cash flow at this point in time? You know, I've come out from a, you know, 1.5 year lull whereby, you know, my sales may not have been so good. You know, I've been bleeding money for this 1.5 years. I don't have that amount of reserve left. And if you're telling me that, oh no, because of this 1.5 years, I have, you know, my servers, my storage, you know, all of these have, you know, they have gone obsolete. You know, they have hit their expiry date. What do I do? You know, I'm not going to come up with another $500,000, $1 million just to upgrade it for the next 5 years. Yeah. So, you know, this is kind of a quandary, I believe, where many businesses, they may not feel it today, but I feel this is where they will feel it in the next, you know, 6 months, 12 months or so. All right. Yeah. And so a lot of businesses, they will look into saving money via, you know, like, oh, okay, we do mobile, we do digitalization, we do software as a service and stuff like that. But it doesn't bring away from certain fact that, you know, many of their applications are still running on-prem. It's still within the environment, and it's hard for them to modernize it, right? So this is where I believe, you know, like at Cloudify, this is where we can come and help, you know, our partners, our customers in this sense, right? How can we help take all that infrastructure that sunken cost for the next 3 to 5 years, right? How can we take it and help them convert it into a pay-as-you-use model, into an OPEX model? You know, just pay us every month for what you consume. And upon doing that, the point that I normally always like to tell people, like to remind people, you would like, of course, we will all say moving to public cloud, the AWS, the Microsoft Azure, the Google Clouds, Ali Clouds, and so on. That's great. But AWS has been in operations for over 10 years, Microsoft Azure as well. Google Cloud, if I remember correctly, was I think they came in play about 2016, about 5-6 years ago, right? So they've been there for so long, but yet the cloud adoption is so low. And what's the reason for that, right? Yeah. It's not really because it's not available. It's not because there's no skill sets. There are skill sets in the market. It's not that easy to find, but there are skill sets in the market. So because I would say is that it has to come around from a total package. Mm-hmm. Running IT, running operations is not a simple thing as just okay. Like I talk to some customers. A very common metrics that they always like to talk about is, I only need to pay $1 per day to use for my compute resources and $1 per day for my storage resources, right? For public cloud when I'm on AWS and so on. But the point where I think they forget to include into their formula is, what about simple things like network costs? What about your backup cost for backup, high availability, redundancy, replication, support? I mean, means monitoring, your support tools and so on. What about all those costs? You've already have all of that on for your systems on-prem today, and are these portable towards your cloud solutions? Mm-hmm. So that is why I said, it's not so simple to just migrate everything from your on-prem data centers to the cloud. It's not what they call the lift and shift method. It doesn't work, right? Over the years, I've worked with customers who tried it, and I will have to probably say all of them have unfortunately failed, because it may look great on paper that they will save money, but once they move there, they find out there's a lot of all these extra, I won't say hidden costs, but all these extra unbudgeted costs for, like I said, their backup, the replication the replication to another availability zone for disaster recovery and so on. So
it ended up becoming more.
Yeah. So it ends up that they had to pay more money, and it becomes unbudgeted. And on top of that, it became like, hey, I have to pay more money compared to than if I were just to buy a few servers for the next 3 years or 5 years, right?
Yeah.
And so that is why, like I said, from Cloudify's perspective, when we look at our hybrid cloud offering, which means that we will place the hardware onto the customer's premise, and we will charge them on a monthly basis based on their actual consumption, right? I believe, this makes sense for customers today. It's probably, I would say, probably one of the best ways that they could, quickly ramp up. You don't need to think so much about what do you need. Just tell us what is the minimum requirements. We will, and of course, once we agree on the price, we will deploy it onto your premise. We will run it. We will help you monitor it, and if there's any major issues, you can come back to us for support. But the goal for the customer is you just pay for what you need, right?
Yeah.
Just like the cloud, right?
That sounds really good, right? But then I'm sure like our audience also want to know like how all of these actually work with us. Like what do they mean? What's the next step that they actually need to do?
Yeah. Well, the next step is very simple, right? If they are interested to learn more, feel free to give us a call, right? Feel free to come and reach out to any one of us at Cloudify. You can email me, Bert at Cloudify.Asia. You can email any one of our friendly salespeople, right? You can even email Joshana. She'll be able to help direct you to the correct person to assist you, right? Just let us know. We'll be very happy to reach out, to firstly understand what are your requirements before we will suggest and tell and give you our suggestion to what is the answer to the problems that you're having.
Okay. Yeah. Do you have any industry or company kind of maybe like what size or what type of company that actually suitable to come and connect with us and say that, okay, maybe we want to try hybrid cloud?
Yeah, actually, frankly, I would say there's no such thing as a size minimum, right? It really depends on the workloads that you're looking to run and to really, what you're trying to achieve. So basically, no matter you're a small startup company to a humongous, okay, I think humongous companies usually have their own money, so I don't think they will talk to us that much. But no matter what size you are, let us come and we can just have a conversation, to try to understand what are your requirements and we can share with you how we can help you, right? We will not put a gun to your head and force you to sign anything, but we believe in having open communication with all our customers, and really understanding your problems as if it is our problems.
Yeah, you're right. So maybe you can also recap on the benefits that the company have, because I'm sure there are some audience or customers, they're still thinking like, do I really want this, or should I actually move forward? Like maybe we can address what their concerns are and what are actually the benefits that we can actually help them.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, certainly, Joanna. So I think that's what I mentioned earlier. There's been, as we keep changing, with COVID, and now we are hopefully going into post-COVID. Everything is going remote. Everything is going to be. I think everyone is getting used to the pay-as-you-use model, right? So moving to public cloud, to getting a pay-as-you-use IT infrastructure, pay-as-you-use, platform as a service, is not as straightforward as what everyone believes. Okay, if it was that straightforward, people, all the consulting companies won't be making so much money helping customers to go to move there, right? But where we come in is we will be your bridge, right, in helping you to convert whatever you have, your requirements that would normally run on-prem, to become a pay-as-you-use consumption or OPEX model to help you, number one, conserve your cash flow. Secondly, also to right-size your requirements. You do not have to purchase, 5 years of capacity upfront. You buy what you need today, pay for what you need today, and we will expand it as and when you require, and just pay for the amount that you're consuming after that, right? So with this, we are here, to partner with our customers, right, in order to help them to streamline and get to optimize their financials so that they can grow their business even more, and for them to be able to then come back and work with us more and expand the requirements, right?
Right. So, thanks a lot, Bert, for all the great information. I hope our audiences learn something about it. And if you guys have any questions, you can always type it in, and then we'll answer your questions, or we will contact you directly if you need any of our help. So I think we can. I think it's almost finished. We can probably close this. So don't forget, every 3 weeks, and on the Thursday we have a Thursday with Cloudify.Asia. I think the next week we have another series which we will send out invitation again to all of you, and we hope that all of you can join. So thanks so much, Bert. Thank you so much for your time, and thanks everyone for your time. Appreciate it. Hope to see you again for our next Thursday with Cloudify.Asia.
Okay, thanks a lot, Joshana. Thanks a lot, everyone. I hope to meet up with everyone, one of these days. All right. Thank you very much.
All right. Bye-bye.
Yes. All right. Bye.